Welcome to the 37th episode of the Pro Wrestling Zone. I am begrudgingly the former Majestic Champion of the world and my co-host.
I'm Peanut Gallery. I am the new Majestic Champion of the world. I'm wearing it around my waist.
Yes. So, yes, he did win finally after what? I'm pretty
4
sure.
months.
4 months as
4
champion.
months as champion, and your reign went crashing to the ground.
I think that's like the first. You literally have not held the championship since we got it.
Not the physical thing, no. Last time I had the champion was in January. We didn't have our physical belt yet.
Right. That's the longest reign, though, isn't it? My reign.
I thought last year you had one that was. I thought last year I had one that was like 6 or 7 months long.
I can't remember. Anyway, so let's go into the show because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do news first.
All right.
And then we'll do Money in the Bank review, and then we'll do the Herb Abrams Dark Side of the Ring.
Sounds good.
All right. So the New Japan Pro Wrestling Company, I don't know why I said it like that, has postponed Wrestle Dynasty, their next show in Madison Square Garden until 2021.
Well, we see that a lot too. A lot of these sports are postponing or canceling their international shows.
Yes.
For the rest. I think it's a good decision. Even if they do allow people in the stadiums again, I wouldn't feel comfortable traveling internationally.
Right. So, that's fine. Tama Tonga has kind of clarified on what they're doing for the wrestlers who are employed. So they are they were sent home immediately, wherever they lived, it doesn't matter. And also they're being paid full, 100%. Nobody's being released, nobody's being fired.
Right.
Which is, I think, a really good thing at the very least.
Yes, absolutely, yes. They essentially just suspended all their operations.
Right. And it's like they're not making any money personally. They just know that it would be a terrible idea to release anybody. It would look really bad for the company.
Yes. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I have some bullshit in my throat. I think I have some WWE in there. So
why don't you just start drinking and I'll finish up the news here. All right, AEW was fined $10,000 by the Maryland State Athletic Commission for the Moxley versus Omega match.
I don't think they fucking care.
I think they saw that coming.
They took the risk. They knew what it would happen, and I think that's like a slap on the wrist.
Right.
I'm sure they got more than $10,000 worth of free publicity for that match.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's do the A&E one because this one is important.
Yes, A&E is starting a new series called The Quest for Lost WWE Treasures. I think it's called WWE Treasures.
It's something like that. Anyway, basically what they're going to do, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are going to go into the vast archives of WWE memorabilia and basically just explain the history.
If you're a wrestling fan, don't watch it. Like, if you're a true wrestling fan, you already know the history of these things.
Depending on how they do it, it could be really cool.
I feel like this is built more for novices. I won't be watching it.
I might watch like an episode and see kind of where it goes because it's kind of like Dark Side of the Ring.
No, it's not. It is nothing like Dark.
Well, no,
Dark Side.
We don't know how they're going to produce it. We knew everything about these companies. We don't know.
It's on A&E. I know exactly how they're going to.
I don't know.
Have you watched A&E?
Apparently, Peanut Gallery is a close-minded schlob who at least won't watch an episode to give it a try.
I'll give it a try, but I know how A&E produces their episodes. It'd be about as whitewashed as the South in the 60s.
Oh, it's probably going to be. It's probably going to be terrible.
Oh,
but
yeah,
at least give it a shot. Just don't outright say, fuck this.
I just love having this championship belt around my waist
Shut
here.
up. So anyway, let's go into more account filings because there were
Hooray!
some
People are
sellings.
selling off stock.
Yes, so this is not a rumor. This is 100% confirmed according to SEC filings through the New York Stock Exchange.
All right, let's who has sold their stock this week?
Triple H has sold as of I think like May 4th. 23,255 shares.
Yep.
This is Class A regular shares. And he sold it for $43.80 per share So Triple H made approximately $1,018,569 just by selling out those stocks. He still has 144,646 shares of Class A common stock. If he sold the rest of it, like at that time, because it fluctuates like a motherfucker, he would have, it's worth, at least at that time, $6,335,494.80.
Okay.
That's based on there.
Right.
Stephanie McMahon sold stocks, I think, like yesterday or today.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
It wasn't yesterday because stock markets are closed on the weekends.
Right.
I think it was on Friday when she sold it.
It was on Friday, and she sold 23,255 shares at $44.29. So yeah, this was, I said yesterday, and this was at May 9th is when I wrote that in.
So probably sometime during the week.
Right. And that is valued at $1,029,963, and she still owns 144,952 shares.
So there's an interesting theory behind this because all of the WWE execs have taken pay cuts this quarter. I think that they're only selling the stock because they want to, because they have a certain je ne sais quoi.
Right, a certain lifestyle that they've gotten
Right.
accustomed to, and since they're taking pay cuts due to what's going on COVID-wise, they're obviously like, okay, we can do at least like a bare minimum
Right.
selling of shares, kind of get some money from it, because I mean, $44.29 where WWE stock is selling, that's actually pretty good.
I think their peak was like 81 or 82
Yeah, it was insane.
Right. So they're not selling very high here,
Right.
but
people are more concerned because the fact that
I mean, we got a lot of other people who are also selling shares in the company, and if they dilute the stock, obviously then other people have more control than maybe the McMahons would like to have.
right. And I think that's kind of where it is, but they still have 144,000 shares. And this is not just rumor, they have to have these public records
Right.
Because of New York Stock Exchange rules,
Right.
which is fine.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think their justification is correct, but just the fact that we had, at least to my knowledge, 4 board of directors directly selling stock
Right.
when this lawsuit was filed.
It certainly bodes to the fact that there might be something going on.
Right. And that's kind of where I'm concerned about. And, you know, I'm pretty sure...
I feel like we're going to get some big news this week. Let's put it that way.
Right, exactly.
I feel like they're just setting it up for some big news.
Right, okay. I think for that, we're good, but I do want to talk about one more thing in this segment, and that is the comments made by comedian Tom Segura.
Okay, go ahead. Let us know what it's all about, scrub.
So basically, this Tom Segura motherfucker is an egregious piece of shit, and he has a podcast with his wife, and they're both comedians.
God, who the fuck makes a podcast, losers?
Right.
Just kidding.
Whatever.
Wow.
Anyway, so basically what they did, they basically called people who like pro wrestling other than children fucking gay, or fucking retards, is the literal direct quote. They were like, oh, it's not fun, it's not entertainment, it's gay, and if you like it,
your mom is gay.
Right. So a lot of people had a big hubbub about, but I listened to the full transcript of what he actually said, and in the context of what it is, I believe he was kidding.
Okay.
Because he said, oh, wrestling, everyone in that industry says wrestling is real, or wrestling is not fake. Now, the wording there was interesting to me because I think every wrestling fan who is over the age of 13 is aware that professional wrestling is a scripted sport. It is a simulation of combat sports.
Right.
Everybody knows this.
Yes.
But the thing is that
I think it was riding high off of the what was
This
that?
was-
the,
this
the
was- this
slap
was-
heard around the world
Yes.
or whatever.
This was released right around that time because it kind of was a segue into
Right.
it. Where I think what he said was in context was inappropriate, and it's like, okay, are you going to say that to movies?
Right.
Everybody knows this, dude.
Right.
Everybody knows that wrestling is a scripted sport, but they
Right.
still are putting their overall health on the line.
Right.
And we might do an episode later. If you continue to fuck around with that belt, I'm gonna get really pissed off. Stop. Anyway.
Okay, you gotta stop.
Well, you're like sitting here like fucking around with it. It's like, dude, chill. It's kind of distracting.
Don't care.
Anyway, basically, I think the fake part of it is inappropriate. Scripted is a better terminology.
But obviously, he wants to get views, so of course he'll say it's fake.
Right, he'll say it's fake, he'll say it's bullshit. His wife was sitting there cackling like a stupid little hen, and I shouldn't get pissed off by it because I understand the context.
I'm not pissed off by it.
Well, I understand the context of the podcast. They're comedians. The thing
Right,
is,
they're the lowest form of entertainment.
right. But a lot of people are getting pissed off. I think some of it is very overdramatic, to be honest with
absolutely.
you. But there have been wrestlers who have responded to it.
Yeah.
Where they were defending the business.
Right.
Now, I think even the wrestlers know that everybody is in on the fucking clue that it is. But
Right.
you need to appreciate even if it's simulated, they do
It's
a
an
lot.
art.
Right. It's an art form. And anybody could die. And people put their lives at risk for this. They put their livelihoods at risk for this. Why don't you tell fucking Darren Drozdov that it's fucking fake?
Right.
Why don't you tell Chris Benoit that it's fucking fake?
Right.
What about Owen Hart? It's
Right.
like, this is why wrestling is weird. It is the most diehard fans in the world. Picky, but they're diehard. And you just can't go out there and say it's fucking fake without some kind of backlash. I think that's what he was getting at.
Oh, of course. He was all about the ratings because the show sucks. So there we go.
It's egregious, and if he responds, I'll be more than happy to trash him because he knows I'm right. Anyway.
It's all about the ratings for people like him.
Oh, yeah, well,
Fucking idiots.
Clearly it's a desperation tactic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He sucks at what he does, so of course they'll use desperation tactics that.
It's a desperation tactic.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't... I'm at least prideful that even though our viewership, is off and on, depending, we at least try to keep our integrity
Right.
about what it is. For me, it's the integral part of what you do,
Right.
which really speaks for who you are.
Right.
And somebody who tries to go lowball on something that clearly is not true,
Right.
just for the sake of views, I think really speaks to his and his wife's overall character
Right.
as people.
Right. They suck. So there we go.
Wow, I was a lot nicer than you were.
They're fucking...
Well, they are, but still. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to talk about Money in the Bank.
Finally, something good.
I like the news. You're about to listen to the Pro Wrestling Zone podcast, a Majestic production property. One of the quickest rising professional wrestling podcasts on the market today, and the most entertaining podcast in the history of existence. Please note, before diving into the show, that this is for entertainment purposes only, so myself and Peanut Gallery engage in exaggerations, dirty or offensive jokes, and satirical comments. If you are a triggered little snowflake who gets professionally offended, this is not the podcast for you. If you do enjoy our work, we ask that you contribute to our Patreon page at patreon.com/MajesticP. Contributors get access to the Discord, vote on what topic we cover, and enjoy exclusive content such as pay-per-view watch parties. Here's a sample of that from NXT TakeOver Portland. What about the other company that Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly went from?
Oh,
The one that they were signed exclusively to.
Oh, Ring of Honor?
Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh my god! I felt that in my hand. If this is something you believe you would enjoy, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/MajesticP and become a patron. This ensures that we continue to entertain you for years to come. Without further ado, sit back and enjoy the show.